Very good morning, children. Welcome to session 4, reproduction in animals. And with this, we're going to complete this lesson, right? Now, let's come to quick recapitulation. So, already in our previous session, we learned about human male reproductive system, which consists of three main parts like a testis, then a seminal ducts, and a penis, right? And even we studied about the structure of human sperm, which contains four parts like a head, just like you just imagine your body while we're talking about sperm. Head, neck, then a middle piece and a tail. And head is covered by acrosome, which helps in fertilization. And even we studied about female reproductive system, which contains ovaries, two ovaries or a pair of ovaries, a pair of fallopian tubules, and a bag, that is uterus. And even we studied the flowchart of a fertilization, which contains this male, female. From male we have testis, and in female we can find ovaries. Testis produce sperms and ovaries produce ova, and these sperms and ovum fuse with each other and then form zygote. Zygote develops into embryo and embryo into young one. And even we learned about different types of terms like embryo, implantation, fetus, gestation period. Embryo means the structure that is formed by the fusion of a sperm and ovum, or a male gamete with a female gamete, or male reproductive nucleus with a female reproductive nucleus is called embryo. Implantation means the process of attachment of a zygote or an embryo to the wall of a uterus can be called as implantation, and which is very important step in a pregnancy. And the next, fetus. Fetus means from a third month of pregnancy we call zygote as a fetus, and gestation period means the period of staying the baby inside the mother, or we can say the time period that is needed for the development of zygote into young one inside the mother's body, or we can say uterus. It's called the gestation period. Got it, children? Alright. Okay, and these are the different types of things we learned in our previous session. Now let's come to about a new topic, that is a test tube babies. So when now we heard about this term, some people or some children, they feel that here the babies are born inside the test tubes or a test tube. No, that is totally wrong. Okay, and in some of the mothers, what it means, here you just observe this. What is this? It is a female reproductive system, and what you call this tubes. These tubes are called fallopian tubules or oviducts. So in some females, what happens means these fallopian tubules are completely blocked. So what happens? The sperms which enter through this vagina, they pass through these fallopian tubules. But as here there is a block, what happens? They cannot reach the ovum. And so fertilization cannot occur. And as there is no fertilization, there is no chance for a pregnancy. Okay, so such females, they cannot become mothers anymore. Okay, so to make such ladies again like mothers, nowadays we are using a very advanced technique that is called as test tube babies, and that method can be called as in-vitro fertilization. Okay, so in this method, what we do means, from the mother and from the father, the doctors will collect the sperms and the ova freshly. Got it? From the mother they collect ovum, and from the father they collect sperms. Okay, and then these two are put in a test tube like this. Okay, so that inside the test tube both the sperms and the ovum fuses. That means where the fertilization is taking place here, inside the mother or outside the mother? Outside. That to be in a test tube. Okay, that's why you can call this as a test tube baby. In vitro. What is meant by in vitro? Means outside. In vitro means outside the mother. Okay, fertilization means fusion. As the fusion is taking place outside the mother, we call this as in vitro fertilization, or we can say IVF. IVF, in vitro fertilization. Okay, so fertilization occurs inside this test tube, and later, see, this zygote is kept inside this beaker for about a week. That means for the growth. Okay, so during this 1 week, what happens means this zygote, it starts dividing, and this single-celled zygote develops into multicellular structure. Now, this zygote is inserted into the mother's womb. Got it? Now, this zygote will be attached to this uterus. That means implantation occurs, and from then onwards, all the remaining process will be as usual. That means just like a normal mother. Here, only fertilization process is artificial. Got it? Okay, and the remaining everything is the same. Okay, now inside, that means after the completion of gestation period, what happens? The mother delivers the baby. Got it? Okay, so what we call this process means, this process is called in vitro fertilization. Got it, children? Okay, so what is the other name to this? That is IVF. We can also call this as a IVF. Got it? Okay, see here, this is IVF or in vitro fertilization. What is meant by in vitro? In vitro means outside. In vitro means outside the female or outside the mother. Okay, so that's why we call that as here, see, as where the fertilization is taking place, outside the mother. Okay, that's why we call this as in vitro fertilization. Clear, children? Okay, now let's go to the next process. Okay, types of fertilizations. So already we learned about this process, that is a fertilization. What is meant by fertilization? Fertilization means the fusion of male gamete with the female gamete. Got it? Or the fusion of sperm with the ovum, or the fusion of male reproductive nucleus with the female reproductive nucleus. So you can define in any ways. Okay, whatever you feel easy, you can go for that. Okay, so that process can be called as a fertilization. And when now we take this fertilization, in some of the organisms, the fertilization takes place inside the female organism. That means inside the mother. Okay, so we call the process as a internal fertilization. You know what is meant by internal? Internal means inside. Inside what? Inside the mother. So as the fertilization is taking place inside the mother or inside the body of a female, we call this process as internal fertilization. Okay, so in which animals we can find this kind of a fertilization? Means here are the examples. Insects, different types of insects, like say this honeybee, mosquitoes, then houseflies, dragonflies, whatever the insects we can find, all these are that be. Okay, that is insects. And then birds, all the types of birds. And then reptiles. Reptiles means like snakes, lizards, all these things. And then mammals. What are mammals? Mammals means the animals which feed their young ones with their milk. But some children, they think that mammals means which give direct birth to the young ones. They are called mammals. Is that right? No. They are called viviparous animals, not mammals. What are mammals means? Which feed their young ones. With the milk. Okay, say now and then we may observe that. So the mother is giving the food to the baby. See, have you seen this newly born baby? What is the food to the baby? That's milk. So whether the baby belongs to either a poor person or a very, very rich person, so all those babies must be fed with the milk. Okay, supposing that. So what is that dirty milk, and I don't like to feed my baby with the milk, and I will give biryani to my baby. So I think that by thinking like that, he starts giving biryani to the baby. Then what happens? The baby will die. Okay. So that's a food, right? Okay. And then what's the next one? External fertilization. External. What is meant by external? Outside. In some of the animals, see this fertilization takes place outside the female body. Outside the female body. That means not inside. So outside means that means in the surroundings, like mostly in the water. Okay, that's why we can call that as a external. What is meant by external? Means outside. Got it? So what are the examples? Here we can find 3 examples. That is a frog, fish, and the earthworm. Frog, fish, and the earthworm. Got it? So except these 3, in remaining all the animals, we can find internal fertilization. Got it? And this is very important for your long answer questions. So what is meant by fertilization? And write the different types of fertilizations with examples. Then first we have to give the definition for fertilization, and then the types. There are 2 types of fertilizations. They are the external and the internal. And then by keeping the side readings, you have to write definition followed by examples like this. Okay. So it's a very important tool. Okay. And then next, when we observe one animal, that is, just now we learned about this animal, that is earthworm. So this is very special. Very special. Here, when we take the mammals, in mammals we can find separate sexes. That means we can find a male, a female separately. Got it? So when a testes are present, we call them as males, and when a ovaries are present, as females. But here when we take this earthworm is not either male or a female. But don't think other thing. Okay. So here in humans we can find a third gender. Okay. It is not like that. But here inside this earthworm we can find both. We can find both male and the female reproductive systems are present. Is that clear? So in the earthworm, both male and the female reproductive systems are present. What we call such animals means we call them as bisexual animals. Here what is meant by bi means 2. Sexual means sexes. So the animals with the 2 sexes. 2 means one is a male and the other one is a female. Don't think that both males and both females like this. Okay. Bi means one is male and the other one female. And what is the other name to such animals means we call such animals as hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites. And even this is very important for a short answers. What are bisexual means? The animals with the 2 sexes. But what about humans? How many sexes we are carrying? Either 1 or 2. Only 1. So what do you call this humans? Unisexuals. Unisexuals. Got it? So uni means a single. So we are a unisexual, while this earthworm is a bisexual. Got it? And what is the other name to this? Yeah, there is a hermaphrodite. Got it, children? And these 2 are very important. Right? Okay, now let's come to life cycle of a frog. Already in the 7th class you studied the life cycle of this silkworm. Okay, and where we can find 4 stages. That is adult, egg, larva, and adult again. Got it? So here, when you observe the small baby and the mother, whether the baby and the mother appears to be same or different in appearance. In appearance, both the baby and the mother appears to be same except size and shape. Okay, except size. Okay, and except this size in all the things, that means both the baby and the mother appears to be same. But so when we observe this silkworm, in the silkworm, we get larva. What do you call the larva? Larva is called a caterpillar. How the caterpillar appears? A caterpillar appears like a small worm. And have you seen this silk moth? How it appears? It appears like a butterfly. So when you observe this caterpillar and adult moth, can you say that these 2 belong to same animal? No, you may think that worm is a separate animal and and this math is separate, but it is not right. Both are same. So why they appear like that, and how that worm-like caterpillar develops into a beautiful moth means here they undergo a special process by name metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. Here what is meant by meta? Meta means beyond, and morph means form. That means in the form means both a size, shape, that means both outside and inside, they undergo changes. So after the completion of this process, what happens means this a worm like a caterpillar changes into a butterfly like a moth. Correct. Now why we are talking all about this means the same process we can find in a life cycle of a frog also. Life cycle of a frog. So in this life cycle we can find the three main stages. What are they? There is adult, egg and larva. Adult means here we can find two types of fishes, two frogs. There is a male frog and a female frog, right? And here both the male and the female frog, they release the eggs. Where they are living actually? Yeah, there is in the water. Of course, they stay mostly on land, but frequently they are jumping into water, right? So, but reproduction occurs inside the water. So, when we observe these frogs or fishes, these two animals are a little bit different. When you take a bird, which bird lays the eggs? Male or female? Yeah, female. But in case of this fish and also frog, both the male and the female lays the eggs. Okay. So what do you call this a male? So this male produce the eggs and we call that as a melt. Male produce the eggs called melt, and the female produce, what do you call that? Means we call that as a span. Got it? So the male frog release a melt and the female frog release a span. Both these two eggs, they enter what? They enter water, and inside the water fertilization takes place. Okay, so where it is taking place? Inside the body and outside the body? Outside. That way in the water. Okay, that's why we call that as external fertilization in a fish and a frog. Right? Now this eggs develop into the next stage, that is called embryo. And this embryo changes into a next stage, that is called a tadpole. What is a tadpole? Means larva. Larva of a frog can be called as a tadpole. And have you observed this tadpole? How it appears? Can you say it is exactly like its mother, that is a frog? No. So here, if you carefully observe the frog and the tadpole, these two are totally different in their appearance. Got it? So this tadpole appears like a small fish. Now and then in rainy seasons, especially when raining over, so that means in our surroundings we can find some rainwater is stored in the small ditches. And if you carefully observe that water, inside that water we can find the small fishes that are swimming, and you think that they are fishes. No, but in reality those are not fishes, but they are what? They are the tadpoles of a frog. So where it lives? It lives inside the water. Why? Means in a tadpole we can find the gills. What are gills? What for they are? They are for the respiration. Okay, that's why tadpole always lives inside the water. And what is its food? Its food is algae. Algae means inside the stored water we can find the green colored structures, grassy structures, that is called algae, and this algae is food to this tadpole, right? And later this tadpole will transform into what? This four leg, and that means of course like this. Okay, first it develops two legs, and later 4 legs, and later this tadpole will transform into frog. That means here, can you find any changes in between these two or not? Yes. That means in this way, several changes occurs in the larva. That means both inside and also outside, and so that a completely different organism will appears like its mother. What? Here it appears like what? It appears like a fish. It appears like a fish. But this a fish like a tadpole develops into frog. How it is possible? By a process that is called metamorphosis. And for that metamorphosis, one hormone is necessary, and that hormone can be called as what? That hormone is called thyroxine. There is a thyroxine. I think already got this in a previous session, right? So it's about this. Got it? Okay, now let's come to next topic. There is a story of a Dolly Clone. Story of Dolly Clone. So here, what is meant by clone means this is said to be an advanced technique in reproduction. Generally, to get a young one or to get a new organism, we need two parents. What are they? One should be male and the other one should be female. So for example, there are two males or two females. Is it possible to get young ones from them? No, it's not possible. So to get a young one, we must need a male and a female. But this is a totally different process and a different technique. And in this, okay, that means without the help of male, we can produce the young one. Correct? And that technique can be called as a clone, and that process can be called as a cloning process. Cloning process. And for the first time, so with the help of this cloning, what we can do means, and what is the advantage of this method means, now and then you may go to this Xerox machine, Xerox shop. So when you get the Xerox copy, so can you find any change in the matter of the Xerox copy and original copy? No. Whatever the matter we can find in the original copy, the same matter will be copied without any changes. Alright? This is also like a Xerox. That means whatever the animal we are cloning, the same characters will be exactly copied by this process. Got it? So whenever we take one animal, say for example, suppose there is one person A. There is a person that is a A. When that person is going to die, so suppose we took some of the cells from him and we clone them. Okay, then what happens? Then we get a new animal, and that animal or that young one will appear exactly like the person A. You got the children? Okay, that's the advantage of this. So we can make an exact copy of either a cell or any part or an organ or a complete organism. Alright? So depending upon our need, we can produce any structures. Okay, and this was successfully done by one scientist by the name Ian Wilmot. At Roslin Institute at Edinburgh, Scotland. Okay, and on 5th July 1996, he created one sheep. What is the name of that? That sheep name is Dolly. That sheep name is Dolly. Okay, and here, what is the process? Means here he took two parents. What are those parents? Means the first one, say this what is this? So Scottish Blackface. Wait, I will show you the pictures. So what is this? Scottish Blackface Eve. What is meant by Eve? Eve means a female. According to Bible, we can say, the first formed humans on the earth are Adam and Eve. Adam means male and Eve female. So though this is a Scottish Blackface Eve, this is a female. Okay, and from this, what he did means he collected egg. He collected a egg. Okay, and then there is one more animal. What is this? There is a fin Dorset sheep. Fin Dorset sheep. What is this? It is a male. Sorry, it is not male. It is also female. It is also female. So I told you, by using this technology, we don't need any male. Got it? Okay, and whatever, whether it's a male or a female, we can get it. Okay, so here this is also female, and from this animal, what he did means from mammary glands. Mammary glands means the structures which give milk to the baby. So those structures can be called as a mammary glands. So from that mammary glands, he taken out the cell. He taken out a cell. So from this, he extracted a cell. He extracted a cell, and the egg is taken from which animal? There is a Scottish Blackface Eve. So here egg is important. Egg is important. Got it? Now from this egg, what he did means he removed a nucleus. You know, nucleus is a very, very important structure inside the cell, right? So here nucleus is removed from an egg. Now what do you call that egg means? Denucleated egg. D, what is meant by D? You know, deforestation. D means a removal. So the egg from which nucleus is removed, that is called as a denucleated egg. Got it? And now with this, what I did, I told you the cell is taken from this fin Dorset sheep. So this cell is fused with that nucleus. Here we can find this is the cell, and inside the cell we can find nucleus. Okay, and what is this? This is what is this? This is a nucleus, but in this nucleus, this is egg, and in this egg there is no nucleus. Now these two are fused with each other. Okay, and as a result, what happened? So this egg develops into zygote. You got it, children? So this is egg, and this is normal cell. We can take any cell from any part. Okay, actually we need a sperm and egg to generate new animal. But here, egg is enough. Egg is enough, and instead of a sperm, we can take any cell. Okay, from hair to our toes. Okay, from whatever the part, we can take the cell. Got it? Okay, that is the specialty of cloning, right? So in this way, so he created this zygote, and then this zygote is again inserted into this female. What is that? There is a Scottish Blackface Eve. So after the completion of gestation period, what happened? That means it became pregnant, and then it delivered a young one, a new animal. Okay, and what is that animal? There is here you can find that. So yeah, this is Dolly. This is Dolly. Right? So this is the first animal which was a clone. And who is this? This is a very famous scientist, that is Ian Wilmot. And later, say this Dolly also produced many young ones by normal sexual method. But unfortunately, this animal died on February 14th on 2003. February 14th, that is 2003, due to some lung disease. That means this animal got some lungs infections, and so later that means the doctors could not able to save that animal. Got it? So in this way, firstly, which animal was a cloned means that is a sheep, and what is the name of that? That is a Dolly. Got it, children? Okay, and with this we come to the end of this session and also this lesson, right? Thank you very much.